Hi everybody, this is Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I haven't been here forever. I've been trying to get here in my mind, but June is a crazy month in our house. My kids are wrapping up school. There's always these final projects. I worked on so many projects with my kids in the past few weeks that it just really didn't happen. So here I am with my May wrap up. We're in June, we're almost through June. So I'm going to do that with you today. I have one a new release, and the rest I was paying attention lately to how much new release I watch versus older ones, and one new release. So this one is not a new release, but this one is called An Inquiry into Love and Death by Simone St. James. I bought several by this author. They're not a series, but several by this author. I think I want to say 2 years ago. I read the first one, which I really loved, enjoyed, The Haunting of Maddie Clare. And this one was just as good. It's set in the 1920s in England, if I can remember everything here. And it's a mystery. And what I think I love about all of these stories that this particular author creates, the female character is usually a really strong character, and especially when you're looking in lieu of the time frame, when 1920s. And let me just look real quick so I can refresh my memory, which I should have done before. Okay, so this one, as is the other one, it had an element of ghost. She's a student. Her name is Gillian Lay, and her uncle passes away, and she goes back to this town. I don't remember the little town, to go and wrap up his affairs. She's actually in college when she finds out, and her parents aren't able to go, and there's a very small family, so she's the one chosen. And she gets pulled into this whole mystery of what actually happened to him, and there's a little element of a ghost and spirits, but it was really good, and there's a little bit of romance in there. But a nice fun read too for the summertime. I think this is really a fun one to read in the summer or in the winter. But that one is An Inquiry into Love and Death. And I guess I'll read, I think I have 3 by this particular author, so I'll probably read the other one because I've enjoyed both so far. The next one I read, I borrowed it in e-book form, and I'm going to talk about it more in depth. I never do anything more in depth, but a little bit more in depth because I want to start a series. I don't know you all know much about me beyond what we talk about the books, but I really am fascinated with genealogy and family history and things like that. So I want to try to do a series that will kind of entail books that either talk about somebody in that journey, or it may be a fiction that deals with a family history. So I'll talk more about that when I get it together, and I'll put that video together. I want to talk about this book more in depth, and I'll start telling you about the books I'm going to read for that. So this first one that I'm going to read for that is called My Grandfather Would Have Shot Me. A Black Woman's Discovers Her Family's Nazi Path by Jennifer Teague and Nicola Selmer. And this is the cover of it. Really good. I actually listened to it in audio. I didn't read the actual book, and it was really a really good book. I won't go in, like I said, I'll talk a little more about this in that video, but very interesting. Like, just, when I look at her and I'm like, a Black woman and Nazi past, but yeah, you read this and you find out. But she's really an amazing woman who I ended up Googling and finding out more about her and what she's doing now. So that is My Grandfather Would Have Shot Me, A Black Woman's Discovery into Her Family's Nazi Past. And the cover kind of tells you what it's about, and at least the gist. So there's no summary. So the next book is the new release, and I'm trying hard. I have so many books that I have not read that I own, but I'm trying hard not to read all new books because. I have to say I'm a sucker for new books, and especially ones written by Black authors. I'm excited to be supportive for them. So this one is called Dredd Nation, and I got it right around the time it came out. And I just, the cover is fantastic. Can you see it? It's Dredd Nation. Rise Up by Justina Ireland, and it was really good. It's kind of it is a little bit of a fantasy retelling of the Civil War time, and it has elements of kind of zombies because the people don't die, and they're taking the black girls in particular, and they are training them to be able to go out and fight these zombies. And I'm not even doing it justice in my description, but it's really good. It was really good. And you know what I love about books too, when they have the deckled edges. That's definitely my book nerd way about me. But really good, fast-paced, nice and action. I think the story was really good. I think she left this hanging that we will have a next book. I don't think this is a standalone. I believe that is another one that's coming after this one. But really, really a good book. I enjoyed it, and it was well worth buying and supporting a new author. So that's Dredd Nation. This next one I heard somewhere. I can't remember where. But I like graphic novels too. And I love especially graphic novels that kind of cover historical things. I sometimes will read them with my son. And then sometimes they're just for me. And this one, I got it from the library. You will not be able to see how beautiful this cover is. It is called Run For It, Stories of Slaves Who Fought for Their Freedom by Marcelo de Salete. I don't know. I probably Salete because I'm not probably saying it right. Look at the cover. And then the back, they're kissing, but it's really pretty. And I don't know if you can see it, but if you move it, they're black people, but they're like bronzy gold color on here. Anyway, it is a story. It tells the story of slavery in Brazil. And let me just see real quick. Yeah, it says, in the period of slavery, millions of Bantus were forcibly transported to Brazil, especially from regions that are today part of Congo and Angola. The Bantu influence abounds in Brazilian life, where in the religious or ritual realms, the aesthetic realm of music and the dramatic, literary and visual arts of the everyday realm of the gestures. Da, 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 da. But anyways, it's really good. And I think the time frame, the stories come from the resistance from the slaves from the 1500s to the 1800s. So, you know, here in the United States, you know, I read about African Americans and their slavery here. I don't have much knowledge on in other countries. So this is really neat. It's all like pictures. Now, what I'm going to say, I went in really excited about it. Still think the book is great, but I did have to like consult, and like I read through it again. Then I had my husband look at it, and we talked about it a little bit, because I was confused. There aren't really much dialogue. It's a lot of pictures. And so you have to kind of understand, you know, what they're trying to say. But it's an artistic expression, basically, of that. I would love to get something that has some more detail, and I think this might have had some references to books. But a topic that I would definitely like to go ahead and, no, it just says a glossary. I would definitely like to go back and find a book that would give me some more concrete information. But that one is called Run For It, Stories of Slaves Who Fought for Their Freedom, and it's by Marcelo de Salete. Salete. I know, it's bad. That's really a good one. This one I've had forever. This book is called Till the Well Runs Dry. It's a novel by Lauren Francis Sharma. First of all, look at the cover. Even if you don't want the book and not interested, the cover alone is beautiful. This is set in, I read this early, in Trinidad. And it follows a woman who is a seamstress. And it's a hard story. There are nice, you know, it starts out kind of light, but it gets heavier as you get through the book. And you get elements of residuals of colonization and its effects on the society there. You find out slowly about the background of this particular main character, and how, you know, she falls in love and the hardships, and how am I going to describe this? Isn't that horrible when you can't really describe a book? It was phenomenal. I don't know why I have had this for years. Let me see. When you have a note inside, you know. My husband had bought it for me when we were in Martha's Vineyard in 2014. So 4 years I've had this book and I finally read it. But it's really, really good. It's a heavy story, and it just kind of goes through her and when she has her children and some of the struggles and the difficulties she has in the country. There are some light elements to the story, and I think they tried to lighten it up a little bit towards the end, but you know, there's definitely stuff. And there's an aspect where she comes to the United States and how she was treated here. But a really great book. I think I read another book, but I don't know what it is. That's how bad it is since May. But let's just go with these. So these are the ones that I read in May, and I'll get back to you all with another video to talk more in depth about the other book that I had there. But I hope you all are still reading and having a great time. I'm getting ready to go on vacation in a couple weeks, so I am mad dashing through a couple books right now so that I can bring some vacation books with me. So yeah, so these are good. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I gotta get back into the swing of making videos. I'm kind of like, what? I hope you're all doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.